If you're not ready for this full moon today, it's going to beat your motherfucking ass. And I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to know based on your zodiac sign. Capricorn, this is your moon. The full moon in your sign is a major emotional release, but what it's asking you to review is where you've been unaccountable for yourself, for your responsibilities, your duties, your career, you name it. Yeah, how are you being responsible? So Saturn is in Aries. That is the key. Saturn is in Aries is your fourth house of the home. So that's home, duty, responsibilities. That is where this moon is saying you need to commit here long term. And what is your long term plan at home? Where are you laying your roots, and where do you need to release all that energy that's not serving you, whether that be emotional people in your home, people that are not like paying the rent or like doing their due diligence and like paying their part of the responsibility. It's a lot. You have to really focus and completely get on equal footing again with everyone in your home. Aquarius, this is all about your agreements that you make with people, both verbal and written. You're going back over that, and it's basically a time to absolutely tighten those terms and conditions. Where are you committing long term to people, in agreements with work, with business, or in any form? Because the third house is all about communication, and Saturn is there, so you're being asked to be accountable for your written and verbal word. Release with the full moon in the 12th house is those hidden dreams. Like, they're coming up now. It's time to make them a reality. Like, there's no use keeping them in the box anymore. Like, they're not doing any good in the box. They need to come out, and you need to make them into the real deal. Pisces, it's time to look at your finances. Where are you overspending? Let's look at all your habits. Where are you flushing money down the toilet? Because Saturn is saying, no, honey, we need to commit long term. What's your financial long term game plan? The full moon is asking you to release friends that are draining you, or work acquaintances, co-workers. Anyone who is not in your playing field, who isn't supporting you, has got to go. And also release any dreams, long-term dreams that are just completely unrealistic. This moon is squaring Neptune, and Neptune is in Aries, and that's like, okay, well, where have I been unrealistic here about my finances long term, about where I'm headed, my personal ambition? Aries, very similar to Pisces in a lot of ways, but with you, it's like you need to be accountable for yourself, how you show up, your presentation. And also with the full moon in the 10th house, it's like, where are you not holding your portion of the responsibility, both in your career, both at home? It's time to create equilibrium, both in your home and at work. You need a better routine. You need a better routine, Aries, because you need to commit to you. You're your best resource. If you ain't good, then you can't show up for anything else, can you? And also it's to do with how you speak, because Mercury retrograde stationing the same day, it's like, okay, where have I overpromised and underdelivered? It's asking you to really reevaluate how you're showing up in the world. Taurus, Saturn is asking you in this situation, where have you been a complete fucking avoidant? Because this is where you have to show up now, because it's like essentially asking you to commit to your inner hidden world. Commit to it, show up for it, because it's showing you if you don't actually verbalize and talk about what's going on for you unconsciously, then it's going to come up later and present itself, and it's going to say, okay, well, because you didn't communicate that, because you've avoided this situation, now this full moon is asking you to really speak up about what you do, what you are willing to show up for. And essentially with the full moon in the 9th house, that's asking you to release any outdated belief systems. Like, wake up, Taurus. Where are you headed long term? It's really that much of a reality check. Gemini, it's about money. It's about what debt you owe people, what money is owed to you through others. It's like, we need to balance the checkbook. And you also need to commit to something long term. That is your community, your friends, your supporters. Like, where are you prepared to show up consistently so Saturn can reward you? Where have you been sloppy? Where has it been half-hearted? Where have you not been disciplined in your community space? You need to take your community space seriously. And so this full moon is going to cut off a any relationships, one-on-one relationships that are just completely fucked, either emotionally, physically, or spiritually. It's asking you to only concentrate on something in your career that you're prepared to go all in, lock in, and see it through all the way till the very end. And you actually might make a great financial supporter on this one, because Venus is in a trine with the ruler of this moon in your career house. So you actually might do really well on like some sort of creative collaboration. Leo, this full moon needs you to take care of your physical body because it's in your 6th house. So things might come up with pets where you've been kind of avoiding that, or where you just need to take more responsibility there. Where do you see yourself long term? How qualified are you, basically? Where do you need to commit to? Where do you need to increase that knowledge and like basically up level your skills so you can do better in your career? Virgo, this moon is all about your shared one-on-one agreements, like I can't talk because Mercury is retrograde. It's about your one-on-one shared finances, passive income, work agreements. Like, where is it not reciprocal? Where does it need to be like balanced once again? And commit to someone long term where it's going to be a great income for both you and them. Release any romantic ideas that you have about creative projects, or anything that's unrealistic, that's not going to stand up the test of time. Like, if you're serious about if you're serious about becoming America's Next Top Model, then you will be, Virgo. But if not, just let go of it. Libra, you need to commit to people that are going to support your career. Saturn is asking you to find basically the work partner, the boss. Like, commit to people that you willingly want to represent. If you work for someone, like who is representing and giving you the high honors that you deserve. Or maybe you need to just cut them off. Maybe this person that you work with is completely misrepresenting you, and it's just time to leave and call it a day. This is also a release point in your home, and it's heavy because there's a lot there. The grief is going to come up. Like, it's your inner world that's going through a bit of intense turmoil. Resentment is coming up. Like, where are you just triggering yourself daily? Where are you like kind of looking at others and looking around the room, what other people are doing, but you're not focusing on what you need to be doing? Saturn definitely has that effect in the 7th house. Scorpio, your verbal and written word is being held accountable. Agreements are coming up that you agreed to from a long time ago, and now it's a checkpoint, mate. This is to do with your daily routine and work as well, because Saturn is in the 6th house. You have to commit to a fresh new routine that's going to stand the test of time and bring you in the big money. If your work isn't providing what you require, it's time to just release it. Because Mercury retrograde is in your 9th house, you're reviewing your state of mind, your mental attitude. Where has that kept you stuck? Where have you missed opportunity? It's essentially saying, how small is your mindset? Where do you need to increase it? Because Capricorn is about the biggest mountain you can fucking climb, and Mercury retrograde is you going back over your thought patterns. It's a complete review of your belief system so that you can finally reach the potential that you are going to step into eventually. Basically get a new attitude. Sagittarius, it's very similar to Gemini. It's a massive financial review with the full moon in the 2nd house. You might sell something big or commit to a big purchase, but it's a really big review of your spending habits where you need to release the ones that are actually draining you. And Saturn in the 5th house is essentially where your network is, where are your friends, where are you willing to commit to long term? Who are you willing to commit to long term? And or where do you need to cut ties with people? And also it's to do with your side hustle projects, those kind of things, creative projects. Are they just hobbies, or actually can you take them anywhere in reality? So reality, can you make any money from them? That is what Saturn wants basically in the end, because Saturn is all about stability, structure, and being financially well off, high honors. Personal readings are available at the link in my bio, and also if you're interested in the retreat, there's a few remaining spots. January is the perfect reset, and it's full of powerful portals, particularly the Sun Mercury Cazimi, which we will be working under, which is a Capricorn Cazimi. So if you think this moon is powerful, wait until you see that Sun Mercury Cazimi the beginning of the year. And if you want to work with me daily, that's where it is all happening. Link in bio.